I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, by my accumulations for practice of giving and so forth. May I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, by my accumulations for practice of giving and so forth. May I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, by my accumulations for practice of giving and so forth. May I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham datagato yavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye svaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham datagato yavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye svaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham datagato yavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye svaha. Okay. What did we do this morning? Which point we covered this morning? 4, 5. 6. Okay, what is 7? Special recollection of the kindness of others. Okay. About healing your emotions. Healing your emotions. One book which will be extremely helpful is a guide to the Bodhisattva's way of life. A guide to the Bodhisattva's way of life by the author Bodhisattva Shantideva. This book is so precious, and I would highly recommend that you, if possible, if you're interested, get this book, A Guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life. A Guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life, the author, Bodhisattva Shantideva. And this book can be like a lifelong guide for us. Lifelong guide. You try to know the concept so well, and this is just brilliant, the masterpiece, and is a real guide for us.
Can you just say how to write the name of the author?
Bodhisattva, 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 Shantideva, Shantideva. Shantideva. Welcome. Okay. So at this point, so here in this book, it said that the Bodhisattva Shantideva okay. So okay, what I would suggest is that you try to remember we just go through the earlier steps. The step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and try to revise this yourself. Let me get some time to have the tea and the snacks to give some energy. Right? I just came with a very intense class to the young boys and girls from Denmark. Just from there I came here. So I need a little energy. Yeah. Okay, meanwhile, you do a little bit of revision. Okay. What I must suggest is that if you can read the Staircase to Emptiness. Where is this? Staircase to Emptiness, page 305. Just slowly read that, page 305, Staircase to Emptiness. Just read that and see if it makes sense to you. 305.
305.
Just read that and see if you can understand. And now I'm very confident that you will understand what's written there. Okay, how many pages you read? Huh? 3. 2. 3. Are you good? Ready? Or you want to continue to read? Okay. Step number 7. Special recollection of the kindness of others. If you look at that side, that writing, which read, those wishing to quickly rescue oneself and others need to practice the most sacred secret, the exchange of self with others. So this verse is actually from this book that I'm referring to, Guide to the Buddhist Way of Life. So this verse, your name? Just right above Anna, Ella. Yeah, right above that, that is the verse. There are several. Okay, so this comes from chapter 8. Chapter 8 of this book. And the special recollection of kindness others. So it says that you need to practice the most sacred and secret. Why it is known as secret is because that this teaching is what the ordinary people cannot understand it. It says that you should feel so grateful to your enemies. And ordinary people cannot understand it. Once, the one great teacher, Venerable Geshe Geshe, whose books are so valuable, and he passed away. And how many of you know Geshe Sonam? 1, 2, you met him? Okay, how many of you met him? Raise hands. How many of you met him? Okay, how many of you read his books? Raise hands. Geshe Sonam 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, his books are so valuable. And that so you can see once one of his students, let's say somebody, a foreigner, a Westerner, he happened to come to Dharamsala, and Geshe Sonam was giving teaching in Tibetan library down there. And this gentleman, he was just, as a tourist, he happened to be in the class, he was listening to what was being taught. And Geshe Sonam was teaching how we should feel grateful to our enemies. And this gentleman is my friend. Later on, just like I think 4 or 5 years ago, we became friends. And he was sharing what happened. He said that, oh, this teacher is saying that we should be feeling grateful to our enemies. So it must be his slip of tongue. A slip of tongue that we should not be feeling grateful to our enemies. And in the course of the teaching, he was just consistently saying that we should be feeling grateful to our enemies. Then he realized, oh, it's not a slip of tongue, it's a deliberate thing. But I don't agree with him. So, at the end of the class, he went to the teacher and said that, sir, you said that we should be feeling grateful to the enemies, but I don't agree with you. And the teacher did not say anything, just told her, where are you from? And then he said, I'm from this. And what are you doing? He said that I'm a psychologist and I'm a psychotherapist. And the teacher said, okay, you want to say you have questions? Come to me. And if you have time, you're free, you can come to me. And then he started going to then he started to feel that this is a great source of treasure, this teacher. Then for him, he is the main teacher for him. And the teacher passed away, and he is in his mobile, wallpaper, is his teacher's photograph. It's so, he feels so grateful. He said that he's still a psychologist, psychotherapist, and he treats many patients. He said that all my trainings and the treatments are happening on the basis of the teaching that he received from his teacher, Venerable Geshe Dorji Damdul. Okay, so this is, even the psychologist, he's saying that no, this can't be true, it is wrong. So the conventional world cannot accept this teaching. So therefore it is said that this teaching on the universal compassion, where you should be feeling compassion even towards your enemies, that is something not to be disclosed so easily because many people may not appreciate it. So therefore it is to be maintained secret. This is the reason. Okay. So what is that part? So thus far it makes some sense, and particularly now step number 7. Step number 7 is the key. Okay. Okay, we discussed whether or not we can have the unconditional love towards all the beings. This is our question, right? Don't easily say yes, don't easily say no. You should be rationally accepting. If you accept it, rationally accept it. Don't accept it, rationally reject it. Not just blindly, no, I don't agree with this. Okay. So for this to see whether or not it's possible, my question to you is that first of all, before we go to all the sentient beings, my question to you is, can you think of, let's say, a very strong love, very strong genuine love, right? Not Ashwin Sak, right? Okay, genuine love. Not only Ashwin, I met him already, and I could see that he does not mind. Therefore, I'm saying this. If somebody does mind, I will not mention the name also, right? He's very special, I know. Okay. So, just if you can imagine a genuine love. Can you imagine such genuine, where the individual feels so happy? Anyone? Yes.
I have to talk about it.
About
my genuine love.
Your genuine love for your son, right? This is so beautiful.
I thought on the moment.
You change your mind now?
Yes.
You change your love?
Yes. No. I have my son.
Yes. So don't say but.
I thought on the love on the woman.
Okay, this is what I'm saying. Ashwin's hug.
Okay.
That is the Ashwin's hug.
Okay.
You're getting it? Okay. So what I'm saying is that this genuine love and affection, where your fears dissolve, is so beautiful. So we see That thing which is most commonly seen, what is that? The mother and the child. Mother and child. This is the most common thing, right? And now you are expected, if what we are studying is true, you are expected to cultivate the same love and affection in the mother and the dynamic of the love in the mother and the child towards all the beings. Is it possible? This is the question. You get, this is how the rationality is being used. And not to follow blindly or not just by force. This is what the Buddha said, this is what the God said, you have to do this. No, no. Just for own benefit does make sense. Same that the one thing which is most commonly seen is the dynamic of the love between mother and the child, young tender child, not the complicated age. Right? And because I travel a lot, many people they ask me, Geshe, you travel so much. Please tell me what is your favorite food? What is your favorite place? I would say that these are the most what I call boring questions to me. For me, the places are much more the same. Everywhere dust is there. Air, house, food, what is much the same. So whereas if you ask me, tell me what is one thing which is your favorite? I would say, just put me in a place where I can see, where the people cannot see me and I can see the mother and the child. Mother, very tender young child, not a complicated age. Tender young child, dynamic with mother and child. I can spend hours and hours appreciating what's going in the mother's mind, what's going in the child's mind. Beautiful. I can sit for hours and hours. So meanwhile, I can invoke my own feeling of love and affection for all the beings. I can imagine, wow, that's amazing. This is what I have to cultivate for all the beings. This would be my favorite thing to do. Okay. Having said this, so the genuine love and affection which is most commonly seen in the world is the mother and child's love and affection. So if at all you are to cultivate universal love for all the beings, this is the kind of love that you have to cultivate. But how is it possible, this question? So the answer is that you have to again go deeper. We see that there's a mother feeling the love towards the child and the child feeling love towards the mother. Do we see a difference between the two? There's a difference there. Do we see a difference between how the mother developed this love towards the child and how the child developed the love towards the mother? And the mother developed this love towards the child that day one the child is born. You agree with me or not? Day one the child is born, the mother's love already developed, right? Be it biological or whatever, is already developed. But a child's love toward the mother, day one it was not built, it was not there. You getting it? Day one the child is born, anybody can pick her up or pick him up, anybody. Right? For the child, there's no difference. And some people say, no, scientifically, it is proven that the child in the mother's womb has heard the mother's music, mother's song, and so forth. These are just 0.00001% of them. Child's brain is not developed yet, even after birth. So there's all these emotions that developed more strongly, become more and more sophisticated as the child's brain continues to grow. You're getting it? So all the sophisticated emotions are yet to be developed. So the point is that this child, and say generally speaking, with the rare exceptions, generally speaking, the child develops this intense love. Say, by the time you reach, how many you remember that during your childhood, maybe age 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you see the prospect of the mother, leaving you for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, and then you cannot control your tears. You just erupt into, say, the screaming, crying, emotion, so emotional. Make sense? How many had that experience? Yes, almost all of us had that experience. Tell me, how come that day when you're born, you did not have that intense love? And over the span of 3, 4, 5 years, you developed such intense love. What was the mechanism? What made you develop this love? Raise hands over the span of these few years. Raise hands, raise hands, raise hands, raise hands, raise your hands. Okay, the girl over there. Your name? Shari Pema, yes. Shari Pema, tell me.
Because the mother was taking care of all of our needs. All the wanted, all the needed.
But the mother has been taking care of all the needs since day one, right?
Yeah, but we got used to it, and now we know that she will.
Yes. Very good. Anyone else?
Same answer, that she becomes a provider and our brain gets used to the fact that she is the provider.
So, in other words, the child, okay, my brain develops. No, I have not say this. How did the child, you as a young child, how did you feel this love and affection? How did you develop it?
Because we constantly see, like at every step of our life, she's the one who's taking care of me as a child.
Exactly. Did you hear what the Chinila said? Okay, Raz?
He said, it's like a dependency. Every step of the life, every single day, you count on the mother to take care of them.
Okay, dependency, that somebody that you need somebody to take care of, somebody taking care of you, and you see it is your mother, right? Okay, I think all of you, the answer is same. Is the same? Amir?
I think maybe there's another element added in dependency, that you feel the love that you get from her, so it's kind of reflected back at her because.
No, as a child, how do you feel her love?
I guess, yeah, through her taking care of you, but also even you can see it in her expression and
exactly. Even so, this is they say the giving. The mother is giving love in all different forms, even the smile. You don't know how to talk, but the mother talks to you. And what the mother is talking to you, you have no sense, but the mother is talking to you, right? And other people will say that it's a very boring thing to talk to someone who doesn't understand anything. But the mother talks to you. You're getting it? How kind, so loving. So, in other words, do you agree with me? How this child, not this child, you, each one of you, me, each one of us, how we develop this love and affection, this intense love and affection towards your mother over the span of 3, 4, 5 years is, in short, seeing that person known as the mother as a source of benefit, as a great source of benefit. You agree with me or not? Good. So, the mother's love towards the child, we may not be able to mimic to all the sentient beings. But the child, how the child developed the love towards the mother, gradually seeing the mother as a source of benefit. If we can see all the beings as a source of your benefit, then your mind will flow towards all the beings. You agree with me or not?
Yes.
This is a beautiful technique employed. Okay. So how can we see all the beings as a source of benefit? This question. So let's say the child, when the child sees the mother as a source of benefit, then what do you mean by love? Love means a feeling of closeness. You agree with me? Love means feeling of closeness. What do you mean feeling of closeness? Where the mind moves closer to its object. Where the mind moves closer to the object. It's a beautiful word. The mind moves closer to the object. This means that I feel close to you. You getting it? My mind feels close to you. My mind feels close to you. This is synonymous with love. Love. Okay. So, same. And how does one's mind feel close to somebody, particularly a young child who is developed gradually? Is by seeing that person as a source of benefit. And in your life, this is how Bodhicitta, you can be as creative. I remember one of my friends, his daughter, a little girl, maybe age I think 4 or 5. Whenever I go to see my friend, whenever I go to that place, my friend would come to see me, and then he would bring his daughter. And I also, knowing that he has his daughter, I would always take some chocolates with me. And this little girl knows that, okay, he comes, she has some chocolate. She'll get some chocolate. That she knows. So, one time I was having like this class, and he came with his daughter, and the daughter was from distance. She was looking at me like this. Okay, the chocolate person. And then, but her personality is very strange. She doesn't want to show to other people that she came for the chocolate. She doesn't want to show that, but she wants the chocolate. She knows that I have the chocolate for her. So what she does is during the break time, I was sitting on my seat, and my friend would come close to me, and she wouldn't come directly, right? And if I say, "Hey," I pay attention, she will run away. So I don't pay any attention. It's all like I'm pretending. It's all I've not seen her. And then she, meanwhile, she wants my attention. So what she does is that she deliberately moves from distance, moves this side, coming closer and closer, 10 meters away, 9 meters away, 8 meters away, and still now nearby, still I pretend as though like, I have to pretend as though like I'm not seeing her. Then she comes very close. Then I was, "Oh, you are here," right? Then she says, "Okay, yes." Then I take up my chocolate and give it to her, she accepts. Otherwise, from distance, I say, "Hey," right? Then again she will run away. So she is coming closer, closer, closer to the chocolate man, right? So this is known as the coming closer, coming close because of the chocolate, the benefit. You're getting it? So where you get the benefit, your mind goes closer to that. This means a feeling close. Feeling close is the meaning of love. This is love, feeling close. So therefore people say that I feel very close to you. I feel closer towards you, which means I love you more. This is the point. So how to develop this is there are two mechanisms. How the mother developed this feeling closeness to the child, and how the child develops this feeling closeness to the mother. And we cannot mimic the mother's love towards the child, because this is just from day one, it's already developed. But from the child's side, how the child developed this love and affection, it was not developed on day one. It developed over the span of 2, 3, 4 years time. So how did it develop? If we learn this, then we see that because the child could see the mother as a source of benefit. So now if we can also think of the same thing, if you can also see the benefit, that everyone as a source of benefit, then your mind will feel so close to everyone. And what is everyone? Infinite, and infinite love and affection. Okay, so the next question is? How? What how? How to see all the beings as source of benefit? This is question. Very good. Okay. For this, we need to know two things. One is, what kind of benefit? What kind of benefit that we are seeking, number one. Number two, who are the beings? Who are these beings? Who are these beings? Okay. So when you say who are these beings, we should make sure that this incorporates all the beings, not only your near and dear ones. It incorporates all the beings. And to agree first, let us talk about all the beings. What constitutes all the beings? All the beings, although we cannot really think of each and every being, it is infinite, we cannot think of one by one. So the best way to do that in an easy way is to classify them in 3 groups. The beings who you consider as near and dear ones, the beings who are neutral, and the beings who are complicated. Complicated meaning the difficult people, the difficult beings. So all the beings are subsumed under these 3 groups. All the beings that you can think of in this universe, even the tiny insects, they all fall under these 3. The first one is near and dear ones. Number 2 is neutral beings. Number 3, the difficult beings. Difficult beings. 3. In other words, sometimes people call it enemies. So let's not call them enemies, but the difficult ones with respect to you. But we don't know whether they are difficult or you are difficult. We don't know. But with respect to you, you say they're difficult, right? Okay. So there are 3 beings. Do you agree with me that you cannot think of any being who does not fall under one of these three groups. You agree with me or not? If you agree, then we go to the next. So now all the beings are taken care of. Three kinds there. And if you can remember the kindness of the near and dear ones, remember the kindness of the neutral beings, remember the kindness of the difficult beings, then taken care of, right? So your love, your mind goes very close to all the beings. If you can see the benefit that you get from all the three groups. That next is what kind of benefit? So the benefit that, again, you have to just see if you agree with me, right? Don't just follow blindly. If you agree with me. Number one, benefit is of two kinds. The short-term benefit and the long-term benefit. Long-term benefit meaning, as a benefit, once you get, will last forever. What is that? Huh? Tinsela, what kind of long-term benefits are there? Which you get and which last forever. What are benefits? Love. Anything else? Huh? What kind of benefit? Huh? Protection.
Education.
Teaching, education. Who said it? Yes. Right from the beginning, day one here, we enter day one. What is that? 20 or 21st? What are you seeking? Right? Something lasting. What are you seeking? Fearlessness and infinite happiness. You also said it, right? You said these are the two lasting benefits, right? And this fearlessness is what was nirvana. And what's the other one? Buddhahood, right? So at the moment we see that things are all fragmented. You're getting it? We see things all fragmented. You see, in fact, sometimes I tell my friends, that in the office, things are very precise. In the house, things are like more scattered. Where in my house, it's not for the aesthetics, it's for the utility, right? So things can be scattered, and I know where things are. Sometimes my relatives, they come, they clean them up, and I have everything, but I have nothing. I have everything, but when I need something, I don't find it at all. It's like nothing. I don't have anything, right? So why I said it?
Sorry.
Okay, so you already have, what is the lasting happiness, or what is your lasting benefit, the fearlessness, infinite. You already learned it, but you don't have it then. You don't know this because you cannot bring it in the context. You're getting it? Now you got it. Same, the benefit, there are two kinds. What are they? Long-term, short-term. What kind of long-term benefit are there?
Infinite happiness.
Infinite happiness and fearlessness. What is fearlessness? Nirvana. Technically speaking, infinite happiness? Buddhahood. Perfect. These are the long-term benefits. And short-term benefits, right? Short-term benefits, there are two. Within short-term benefits, again, we see two. Some, which are like your food, clothing, right? And some chocolates and so forth. These small things. And they say, for example, let's say the aeroplane to take you from your country to Delhi to Dharamsala, aeroplane, and the traffic. All these traffics are also required when you travel, right? And the border security, these are all the benefits, right? Yes, no? Yes. But these are the border security. Can your parents provide you? The border security, aeroplanes, right? Right? So, although they are all short-term benefits, but they are on a large scale short-term benefits, and the small-scale short-term benefits. Okay. Small-scale short-term benefits your mother give you, right? For example, your food, the clothing, their house, whatever, short-term benefits, small scale, but the large-scale benefits like the border security, and then the traffic lights, right? And the aeroplanes, and the trains. Your parents cannot give you that large scale benefits. Okay, so we see that they say, okay, what we're going to learn is that the small scale short term benefits we get from near and dear ones, right? Somebody who dislikes you will not come with the gifts, but somebody who loves you, right, will come with a chocolate or with some presents for you, right? So these are small scale short term benefits. Say your food and so forth. These are the small scale benefits which your parents, your near and dear ones can give you. But the large scale short term benefits, only the neutral people can give you. Neutral people can give you. And how? This is going to be discussed. Then then what? Long term, long-term benefit can be given only by the difficult people. And which is more important? Short-term benefit, long-term benefit? Of course, long-term benefit. You're getting it? So anybody who can give you the maximum benefit, your mind will move the closest. Your mind will move the closest, you will feel the closest, you will feel the most loving towards that person, right? Okay, so the near and dear ones, how many of you know that your mother, when you were very young, give you food, shelter, clothing, chocolates, so forth? Raise hands. We all know that. That does not require any reminder. But we do have to remember these things, right? You need somebody to remind us. Otherwise, we take for granted. So this is relatively easy. Now, what about the large scale short-term benefits? For example, like say, how many agree with me that let's say that this pen, Anka, which country?
Romania.
Romania, tell me how much do you think will cost this pen will cost? €2. €2. Okay, let's say €2. Imagine 2,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago. Do you agree with me? Do you agree with me that even the kings and the queens, they did not have the privilege to use such a pen? You agree with me or not? Yes. What did they use? Feather. They used the feather, right? And this pen, you don't have to soak in the ink. What's that? Ink pot, right? You don't soak it in ink pot every now and then. It's very boring, very tedious work. But there's no choice for the kings and queens. They have to do that. But you don't do that. And if they have this pen, wow, this will go straight into the treasure store. And this goes pride of the kingdom. No other the kings have this, right? Whereas you have this. And you, just for €2, you get this, right? And if your mother is to give this pen just for you, customized just for you, tell me, how much do you think this will cost? Priceless. Like what? It has the plastics. The plastics came from petroleum. It is a metal. They came from the metal mining. You're getting it? How many miners passed away, died in the mining? And this is all the machines were there to create this. What are these machines? Material of the machines? Metal. Again, all this metal come from the mines. The plastic from the petroleum, right? And for the petroleum, to take out the petroleum, again, you need huge machines. All this, and they should come from the road. There should be somebody who built the road for all the, like hundreds of years. How many millions of hands are involved? If your mother is to make this just for you, this pen will cost you billions of dollars. You agree with me or not? You agree with me or not? Yes, but you get it for €2, so cheap. Even the kings and queens, they did not have the privilege to use this, and you get it so cheap. How come that you get it so cheap? Anyone? Anyone?
Because there's billions of them.
Because
large scale manufacturing.
Say it again.
Large scale manufacturing. There's a lot of them made.
This is known as mass production. You're getting it? Mass production. What do you mean by mass production? Mass production. What do you mean by mass production? Anyone? Any idea? Presents? Okay, this dollar.
Means produced in high quantity. Produced in high quantity.
Produce in high quantity, right? Okay. I will make this mala. So if I produce it high quantity, then you become so rich, right? So I will make this mala billion times. Each mala I'll take only $1 profit. So I make 1 billion. How many dollars do I get? $1 billion. Wow, right? Okay. So if I make it, who'll buy? If nobody buys, you will run on loss. You're getting it? So how come that these people they go for the mass production? Whereas I cannot make it 1 billion. If I make it 1 billion, I'll go in loss. Right? How come that this is the mass production success? Yes, Amir?
There's a big demand.
There's a demand. Okay. So look, interdependency. Right? Interdependency. There's huge demand there. Only because of these demands that you get this very cheap. You getting it? Okay. So, do you know those people who demanded the same object? Do you know these people? You don't know them. So are they your near dear ones? No. Are they do you dislike them? No. They are the neutral beings. Because of the neutral beings that you are able to enjoy this pen which even the kings and the queens could not enjoy, and you have the privilege of using this. You're getting it? Okay. Then think of, for example, let's say these lights. These lights. There's one bulb. It costs you how much? $5, €5 each bulb. And in the olden times, kings and queens, they did not have this privilege. You're getting it? This privilege. So they use what? Oil lamps with the fumes. Problem with the fumes, right? And the lights, they're not as the aesthetic, as bright as these lights. And yet it's so cheap. How come? Again, the same thing. Same thing. You think of not only the mass people who demand, people who bought the same thing, that people who are involved in making this happen. How many people were in the petroleum company? How many people were there in the mining company? How many people there in the road construction company? And road construction, for example, Delhi to here, Delhi here. So the road construction, so we can stay under the AC, air conditioner. And these people who construct the roads, they do not have AC, air conditioner in the air, suspended in the sky. No air conditioner. They also have the children. They also have the children who were taking care of these children, small children. No babysitters, right? Even the children, they have to live under this 47 degrees centigrade. And how many children died because of that? How many people died? And because of this, that we get all these benefits. Even just this small cookie, right? This is made in factory, bought from the shop, made from the factory. And the factory, all these ingredients came from the farm for agriculture. And it had to come through the road. Somebody should build the road. And the tractor brought it. The tractor also made of metals, so forth. And then metal, all came. How many? And then these did not happen just 1 year. Within 1 year, it happened over many. It's a constant development over many years that today we get things very easy. And all these people involved, millions and billions of people involved, just for this small cookie for you. Without these hands, it's impossible. So do you know these people? We don't know them. So this is something which your mother even cannot I think of giving that to you. It's only because of the kinds of millions and billions of people's hands that these things become possible. You just think of them, you feel so grateful to all these people. Who are these people? These are neutral people. And for example, let's say you go to, many of you come here for the first time, let's say in India. And in whichever place, there are two restaurants, right? There are two restaurants. One is very crowded and one is very clean, tidy, nobody going there, right? Which of the restaurant would you prefer to go? The clean, tidy one or the crowded one? Huh? Clean, tidy, nobody going there. Huh? You go to a crowded one. Okay, clean one, you have no experience. Those smart people go to the crowded one. Why? Crowded one means that at least you get confidence that the food that you get there is fresh, because they don't have time to keep the stale food, because it's constantly recycled, constantly cycle is happening. So therefore, food is fresh. Number one. Number two, that these people, why they're going there crowded, why one is remain empty, is because that there's some problem there, right? Here, this is good, so everybody goes there, right? Everybody goes there. So you don't need to ask anybody. Just look at the things. Crowded means you go there. No doubt the food is going to be safe. Why it's very clean, tidy. We don't know the food, and why the people are not going there. There's a problem. There's a reason there. So do you know these people? The crowd. You don't know these people. So because of these people, that you come to know that this is a safe place to go to. You're getting it? And also, how many of you know the bodyguards? Talk about the bodyguards, the VVIP people having the bodyguards. Raise hands. How many of you know that such things happen in the world? Very rich people, politicians, they have the bodyguards. What's the job of the bodyguards?
Those people.
To protect those people. You're getting it? And so when you are in an empty street, or you prefer to be if there's only choice, crowded street or an empty street, which do you prefer? Crowded? Empty is nice. The whole street is yours. Empty street, anybody can come and rob you anytime. But the crowded, right? In the feel is very different. You're getting it? You feel very confident, right? As though like all the people around you, they're like, right? The person has just a bad look at you. Who are you? This is your attitude, right? But actually they are your bodyguards. Why you feel so confident in this place, in the crowd place, is because that nobody will dare to come to rob me, in front of this. If somebody is to rob, most likely it'll happen in a very secluded place where there's no other people. You're getting it? And in the trains, in the crowded train, you prefer in a crowded train or you prefer totally empty train? Empty train. Oh, okay. So which means you have no experience. I had experience. And recently in the Thesamling, when I shared this about the train, one girl, she said that this is exactly what happened to me. She shared the experience. What she said was that I prefer to avoid the crowd. This was how, we were being so naive. I prefer to avoid the crowd. This is what she said. So because of this, she deliberately purchased the high-class train. High-class train meaning train where you pay extra money and you get your separate place. And actually what happened, the whole compartment was empty. It's just her. She felt so scared. She said that why she purchased the ticket was to avoid the crowd. Fed up with the crowd. I want peace of mind. Now you have a peace of mind. Now look, this whole building, this whole compartment is yours. Whole one wagon is yours. Right? She felt so scared. This is the reality. You're getting it? we fantasize one thing and the reality is very different. Fantasize that, oh, I have a free time, then no crowd, and then she felt that the moment she saw, another passenger coming, she felt so relieved. So that passenger came as a bodyguard, not a real bodyguard, but like a bodyguard. So in the crowded place, we don't really worry about, somebody coming to rob us and so forth. But when you are isolated in a very secluded place, there's every danger that you can be robbed very easily. Okay, so when in secluded places, you felt the fear anybody can rob me, right? If there's a bodyguard, you'll be so happy. But in the crowded place, you do not feel this fear because there are all these bodyguards there. All these people, they are the bodyguards. Why you don't feel the fear is because that these people there, as long as these people are there, I can feel safe. Do you agree with me or not? Okay, these people are a bodyguard, right? And these bodyguards are free of cost. Whereas the VIP bodyguards, they are very expensive. And VIP bodyguards, they are very complicated. When you go to toilet, they can also come to the toilet. Whereas your bodyguards will not come, right? When you need privacy, they will give you privacy. And you don't have to worry about having to feed them. Your bodyguards, you don't have to feed them. They will take care of themselves. But if we have bodyguards, you have to think of feeding them. You're getting it? So you think like this, is it like a joke? It's not a joke. This is reality. Only when you realize that you're in a secluded place, then you feel the fear. You feel so grateful to all the people, crowded people there. You're getting this. Is so these. Do you know these people? The crowd? You don't know these people. These are neutral people. They give you protection. You're getting it? So we see that every benefit that we get, somehow they're connected with millions of people. And one time, during the COVID, when I was giving teaching to the Italy group, at the end of the talk, somebody raised their hand and said, Geshe, what are you talking about compassion? And so it's so nice, but how do you apply this in a real day-to-day life? Because nowadays, the lockdown, and we cannot really go out. We just, at the most, we can go at the terrace. From the terrace, you look down, it's so gloomy. The street, otherwise so lively, is empty. Nobody there. And it's so sad to see that. Then I said, are you sure the street is empty? She said, yes, it's very empty. It's so gloomy. And I told her that otherwise, who are the people who are there in the street? Oh, yeah, there are thousands of people coming and going there. I said that if I were you, I will be feeling so happy. And she said, how? Because why the street is empty is because the rule. What rule? That nobody is allowed to get out, lock down, right? Get out of your house. And these people are following the rules. And why the rules are created? To protect you from COVID. COVID can travel very easily, right? COVID can travel very easily. And somebody just touches you, the railing through which you go, touch that with the COVID, you can also, most likely you can touch it and you'll have COVID. So these people who are not coming on the street, where the street is empty, you should be feeling so grateful to all these people that these people, in a way, they are telling you that don't worry about your COVID. We'll make sure that you are safe. We are not coming on the street. You're getting it? The fact that they don't come on the street, how they tell you? Because it's empty. Empty means that they're following the rules. And because of these people following the rules, you are safe from the COVID. So you should be feeling so grateful to the people who do not come on the street to keep the street empty. So this street empty, you should be feeling grateful to people who are not coming on the street following the rules. So you should be so feeling. So when you say, I'm grateful to you, what's the feeling like? Pleasant, unpleasant? Very pleasant. You will not feel, gloomy. You'll feel so pleasant feeling. You feel gratitude. So this is how we think about the kindness of the neutral beings, and look at how many people. For example, here we're in India, and in the border, how many the Indian soldiers are dying? We never know what kind of shooting is happening. If you hear the shooting of a gun, would you be happy? No. And there is very often exchange of shootings happening, right? So because of these, the security persons there, that here in India, you can come as a tourist, you can, just sign up for the Bodhicitta retreat, and you can, oh, there's no sun, you can talk about sun, and people are risking their life, right? Because of them, that we feel so safe and sound. So do you know these people? We don't know these people. It is because of their kindness that we enjoy. And also keep in mind that sometimes we are trapped in situations. We are trapped in situations where your money does not work. Some people say, no, but understand, I paid. I paid, it's my money. With money, I get these things. Sometimes where you are trapped in a situation where the money does not work. Okay, how many of you are trapped in such a situation in your life where the money does not work? Where only the compassion somebody works, right? Okay. Ordinarily, you like to share your experience?
Yeah, many times.
Many
But
times.
like one time, I was in Nepal in a trek, and then I don't know what happened. I lost my card in the washroom. Hold this whole card just.
Oh,
And then my money, it was broken. I just had some $100 and was broken, so nobody wanted to change. They
okay.
changed the money, and then somebody feed me like somebody. Like I was walking and
So you have the
somebody asked me
money,
if
but
I
nobody
can-
is ready to exchange. So you're being fed by somebody else.
Yeah. Some
Only through
local
people.
in the Himalayas. Yeah.
Yes.
They invite me to their house and they give me.
Exactly. And in your bank account also, with some money is there, but it's no use. The money bill that you have, it doesn't work. You're getting it? Okay. So today let's give chance to Ashwin. Otherwise, always we're teasing him, right? Ashwin, yes, you're sharing.
Just traveling, I arrived in Delhi and I was getting into a bus.
Don't say something bad about Delhi.
Somebody getting out of the bus, they took my phone from my pocket.
Okay.
And then I was on the bus, and then I had to get to my friend's house.
Oh,
And I had to call him to find out the address, but I didn't have my phone.
yes.
And then I asked somebody on the bus if I could use their phone to try to call my friend and find out.
Wonderful. So these are examples where somebody else's kindness, only somebody else's kindness works, not your money. Even if money doesn't mean anything, you're getting it? Sometimes, let's say that you are going for hiking and some in a very remote place, say sometimes if you're lucky, you may meet with some people who are, doing some business, tea business, or some noodles, instant noodle business, right? They make some noodles, and otherwise it costs like 20 Indian rupees. And there you have to pay like 200 rupees, 20 rupees, even that you're not getting, right? And there are 10 people, all want tea, that what is left, only two instant noodles left, and 10 people, they want it, right? And then they say, how much? 200 rupees, everybody's ready to pay 200, right? And now, how should we decide? Everybody's ready to pay 200, and who will decide? Who will get it? Huh? The seller, the person who sells. And so there he knows that everybody's desperate. Everybody's going to pay 200. If you ask for 500, we'll pay 500. And most likely he will look at the face, whoever is more deserving. Most likely, well, okay, you give me 200 rupees. Give, and that person feels so happy. He's so kind. It's 20 rupees. It's multiplied 10 times. But you feel so grateful because this you cannot get even for $1,000 in that place. Even if you have billions of dollars, the money doesn't work there. So it's simply because even that, the person feels compassion towards you. Did not give it to somebody else, give it to you. You're getting it? So it's all because of the compassion. It's not about I paid. No, this is not how it works. The reality is that it involves the hands of so many people that how the money works also. how the money works. You just now go with the one card. It works. The banks, right? The internet. These involve millions and millions of hands over the many centuries. Because of this, now the internet, it becomes so easy for us. So nowadays, when I travel, usually I carry lots of books with me. Now I just carry one iPad. Everything's there. It's so easy. Otherwise, earlier I used to be a little stubborn, take all the books with me. Very heavy. And that too, at the most, I can carry like maybe 10 books. But nowadays, thousands of books in one small iPad. Very easy, very convenient. So what I'm saying is that, so how these things happen? Oh, I bought this iPad. Even if you have money, in those days, you cannot get this iPad. You cannot these gadgets. You cannot get. It's the hands of millions of people. Some giving food to the people who engineers. Some people food to the CEOs, the administrators. Some they're feeding some people who are giving food to the people who cultivate the food, right? Interconnectedness. It's all because of this interdependent that we are reaping the benefit of all these. So, who are these people? Do you know them? We don't know. Without these people's hands, impossible that we can enjoy what we enjoy now. So, keeping this serious thing about it, the more you think about it, this is human nature. Your feeling of closeness will build up. Will build up. Gradually, then, otherwise, what? There are so many tourists here, So local people may think there's so many tourists here, it's destroying our place. And actually, without the tourists, they will complain, right? There's no tourists, there's no income. Yeah, they will again complain. Yeah. So the point is that this is how we think about the benefits of the neutral beings. And the aeroplane, how many came by aeroplane? How many rode aeroplane at least once in your lifetime? All of us, right? An aeroplane, who bought the aeroplane? Your mother? No, right? No. And how much you paid? $1 billion? Because the aeroplane is very expensive. One aeroplane maybe like some $1-2 billion, right? So who paid this? Did you pay? How much did you pay for this aeroplane flight? $200, $300, $1,000, right? Not like $1 billion. Okay, how come that you got this? Again, this is something which your parents, your mother cannot give. Although she loves you the most, your father loves you the most, but they cannot give this thing. And these are all because of the innumerable hands involved that this is coming. Okay, so you think seriously, everything, every small things, even the clothes, the food that you get, even the flower here, the microphone, the electricity, and the heating system, your car, the food, everything, and the government, even the traffic lights, even the border security guards. You just name any, you will see that it's because of the kinds of others. You think more, then your mind automatically will feel close to neutral beings. Okay, what next? No.
Beings, complicated and difficult beings.
Difficult beings. How should you feel be grateful to difficult beings? Okay, let's say that okay, how many of you know Muhammad Ali? Muhammad Ali. Okay, who is he? Who was he? Not a boxer. No, huh?
The greatest of all time.
Yes, you describe him like this. Don't just say boxer. Right? He's a legendary boxer, the greatest of all times. You're getting legendary boxer. Okay, if you're a boxer, do you want to be a moderate, average boxer or the greatest of all time boxer? If you want to be a boxer, greatest of all time, you're getting it? How to become that? It depends on your coach. You're getting it? If your coach is a mother, do you think that you'll become the greatest of the all times boxer? No, never, because your mother will your mother will give you punch like this, very gentle, This is the punch that mother will give. This you will never learn how to stop the hard punches. If you don't learn how to stop the hard punches, you will never become the legendary boxer. So how to learn this to stop the hard punches? Somebody should be there to give you a hard punch. You're getting it? Who gives the hard punches in your life? The difficult people. Right? Only, and believe it or not, many of the greatest of the people, they went through very difficult times in their childhood. Through this, they overcome this and they become such a great people. For example, like Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi, he's the father of the nation. Father of the nation. How he became the father of the nation? He was born so rich, ultra rich. And although India was not an independent country, but he was in a boot and suit and traveling by the first class, the train, first class AC train. With all this modern education, everything there. How he became, suddenly he became the father of the nation. How come? How come? Right? Oh, the country, the citizens, they say my countrymen, they are suffering, so I must go for them. Is this how he became the father of the nation? No, he became the father of the nation. There is a sudden turn. What is that turn? What is that turning point? Dwala. Dwala here. Yes, Dwala here, Ladagi.
And he was thrown from the train because of discrimination. Because kind of desire for equality.
Nothing of this. Okay, the girl here, Dwala from Ladakh. No. No. Anyone? Yes. Okay. Our journalist, Chunila.
He came from a very rich family and he was a barrister from London and he was practicing in South Africa and he was traveling on a first class train and the Britishers threw him out saying brown or black people can't travel on first class. So that was the turn. So
no, not brown black.
No,
you are just Indian. Right? Threw him out. Threw his bag, everything. He has a ticket, proper ticket. Very educated, very rich, and by no means he is lacking anything. He was thrown, and that was the turning point. He realized. It's not because that Ahimsa, no Ahimsa at that point. No Ahimsa at that point. He was just a very rich, educated young man, barrister, right? And working in South Africa. And he was thrown, then overnight he became the father of the nation. Then he realized that I'm thrown out not because I did not have the ticket, because I'm Indian. So which means if this is how I'm treated, you can imagine how all the rest of Indians are treated by these Britishers. So we have to fight against them. This is what made him the father of the nation. Overnight. So was it a bad experience? Good experience. Then you're thrown. Wow, I'm so happy I'm thrown out from the train. Or it's a bad experience. These bad experiences, they give you hard punches and then you learn how to stop these hard punches. You become great. So enlightenment, Buddhahood, and nirvana, total fearlessness, these are more difficult than to become the world-renowned boxer. You're getting it? So for that, no doubt, only with challenges you will learn how to get over all the miseries. Only with the knowing how to tackle all the difficulties, you can possibly become Buddhas to infinite happiness. So, for example, let's say that you are here in Bodhicitta retreat, and then you go back, and usually when you go home, your mother says, "My daughter, you must be tired. You like some tea." Usually you will say, "Always tea. There's no coffee. There's no juice." Right? So now today is very different. You go there, your mother says, "Some tea for you. Mom, please sit. I'll just serve you." Right? What do you like? Coffee, tea, juice, what do you like to have? Right? Mother surprised. Wow, what happened? Mother's so happy. Wow, you are very different. So how was your time? What is your place? Bodhicitta. What do you do there? Bodhicitta. Oh, Bodhicitta must be nice retreat, right? Yes, very nice. Yes, I can see the change in you. You're so happy girl today. You're so happy boy today, right? It's amazing. So tell me more about Bodhicitta. Actually, she's not interested in know about Bodhicitta. Just to, talk to you more. She's very happy. Tell more about Bodhicitta. Bodhicitta unconsciously love to benefit one to become Buddha for the benefit of sentient beings. She's not listening to you, right? She's saying more. Oh, tell me more, right? Okay. So there's a change happening there. You're getting it? So with these, and then when you say this, and suddenly your neighbor knocks at the door, and you open the door, and you're also nice to your neighbor also, right? Bodhicitta, right? And the neighbor says, you threw garbage next to my door, right? And then you say, no, I just came. Yes, just now it came. The garbage came just now. You came and the garbage came, right? You are the one. No, please be calm. What calm? You threw the garbage, right? I'll sue you, right? No, I'm very serious. I just came. I know you came. Therefore, the garbage also came. You're the one. And then say that, okay, enough is enough. Right? Now you forget the Bodhicitta. Enough is enough. Right? And I say, no, you threw the garbage. Okay, get out. Get out. I'll call the police. You have to prove that it's me who threw the garbage. Get out. You getting it? Where's the Bodhicitta? You're getting it? Your mother could not identify this illness, disease in you. Your mother thought that you are divine. You are a Bodhisattva. Right? Still you have this disease inside. Still you have the disease inside. The disease of the anger still there. And who is able to identify that? Your enemy, your difficult person, your neighbor is able to identify that. You're getting it? So only the difficult people, they help you identify this, and then you realize, and suddenly, Venerable Kumbhenla and Venerable Tenzin comes to you, right? Hey Gati, what happened? Right? Hey Gati, what happened? What happened to your Bodhicitta? Right? Oh, then suddenly, yes, true, I'm very sorry. Right? So you realize that, okay, I'm very sorry. Yeah. So then you realize, oh, still I have the disease. Okay, how many you go for annual medical checkup? How many go for annual medical checkup? Presents? Okay. Why do you go for the medical checkup? What? Why do you go there? Are you because you have a problem? No, not because you have a problem. Why do you go there? To see if there's any problem. Because I don't know whether I have a problem. The doctors can know, right? And you pay money. Tell the doctor, please take this money and check if there's something wrong with me. Now your enemy is checking if you have something wrong with your mind, right? And that's for free. Right? That he doesn't charge you anything. With a medical doctor, just the physical problem, whether to see if there's any physical problem, you have to pay. And this neighbor, that's for free for you. He said, yes, you have a problem there. You have a subtle self-centered attitude still there. You have a subtle self-grasping attitude still there, right? These two are not still removed. So when you see that you are suffering from illness, then you will go for the medication. Then illness is removed, right? Afflictive emotions gone, cognitive obscuration is gone. Then you become Buddha, right? Who made you Buddha? Difficult people. So which is more precious, the car or the Buddhahood? Car, a brand new car, or what is brand new? What is that? What is that? Brand new iPhone 14 Pro Max, right? Or Rolls Royce versus the infinite happiness. Which is better for you? Infinite happiness. Infinite happiness only your difficult people can give you, help you to get it. Only difficult people. So if you seriously think about it, you say, wow, that's amazing. Right? So difficult people, they're able to give me the infinite. They guarantee that I will not go to hell realm anymore. I'll not go to hungry ghosts anymore. I'll not have hunger, thirst, COVID-19, nothing. So they guarantee that I'll have the infinite happiness. Wow, they're so kind. So they give me the maximum of the benefit. Because they give you the maximum of the benefit, your mind feels closest to them. So now your mind feels closest to the difficult people, and very close to the neutral beings, and of course close to your near and dear ones. So now your mind feels close to everyone. Yes? Now there's nobody left there in this universe to whom your mind doesn't flow. So this no, and how many such beings are there? Infinite beings are there. And without bodhicitta, you cannot become enlightened. You cannot achieve Buddhahood. And bodhicitta is what? I want to become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings. All sentient beings should be there. Right? Without all sentient beings, again, you cannot have the bodhicitta. Without bodhicitta, you cannot have the Buddhahood. You're getting it? So when I was young, when I was first practicing bodhicitta, and then they say all these steps, step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then the 9, what is 9? What is step 9? Step 8 is altruism. Step 9 is bodhicitta. So what is bodhicitta? What is that? What should you be doing? Then you have to make a commitment. May I become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings. So in my mind, I was very, very new. Just the first year in the monastery. IBD is right here. And so when it comes to this part, may I become Buddha for them. I must be age 20 or 21. May I become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings. When I say this, there's one person who was particularly very difficult, right? So the young boy, so much anger towards this person. May I become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings, except for this person. Except for this person. Right? Then afterwards, okay, my bodhicitta is except for the person, which means it's not bodhicitta. Bodhicitta means, by the definition, is the desire to become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings. You excluded somebody, it's not all sentient beings. So it's not bodhicitta. So why you are not having the bodhicitta with all the efforts? It's because they exclude somebody, right? That somebody should be very kind to you. That it actually gives you bodhicitta, right? If you include only, then you have the real bodhicitta. Without this, you will never have the bodhicitta. So without bodhicitta, you cannot have the Buddhahood. So Buddha is given by this difficult person. You getting it? So that person is exceptionally kind to you because he or she is the one who gives you the ultimate happiness. The long term, the ultimate happiness. So your mind will flow the most intensely towards the difficult people. You will feel most close to them. This is how you practice. You feel unconditional love towards all the infinite beings. So you have infinite joy coming in you. So when you see anyone, you start to feel the joy. No feeling of hostility, no feeling of anger and so forth. This is how we practice it. And you think more, this is how the mind works. You think more about it. Say last time I asked, and the Lisa, your name? Yes. So Lisa said, how the anger, how does the anger increases? Keep increase? Keep thinking of how the other person is unkind. So likewise, keep thinking of how the other beings are kind, your compassion keeps growing. That's amazing, beautiful practice. Just keep doing this, and you don't really have to, do intense thing. Just keep doing this, It is like depositing money in the bank. Say, keep depositing like, say, $100 every month or every week. Just keep $100. Just do it, right? Then over time, the money will be accumulated. It becomes a huge amount. Likewise, this is how the bodhicitta builds up. Okay, so this is step number. Remember the special recollection of the kindness of others. So here, in what way is special? Because we never think about these kindness of others. This becomes so special. Number one, never think about these, number one. Number two, that this recollection of kindness is not done by the ordinary people. They become very special. Special in ways that not done by ordinary people. And if you succeed in doing this, then it has the capacity to give rise to the ultimate happiness, lasting happiness. So therefore it becomes very special. Special recollection of the kindness of others. Okay, what is next? Altruism. Okay, now you feel so loving and caring towards all the beings. Now you feel like a mother towards all the beings. Okay, so then when you look at all the beings who are suffering, beings who are suffering, you see that the beings who I love so much, they're suffering so much in samsara because of self-grasping ignorance, self-centered attitude. Oh, everyone is suffering so badly, right? So when the mother sees the child is being so sick, what's the mother's feeling? Great compassion and great loving kindness will come. And if I remember, many years ago, there was an interview. Every country has poor people. It's not just one country poor. Every country has poor people. It was the interview done by BBC to one small girl in China, and her parents, two parents, she was living with her grandmother, and most of her time spending time in the orphanage, and otherwise the grandma taken care of, and the two parents, they left to the city from the village, left to the city to look for work, job. And this young girl, who must be like age 4 or 5, was interviewed by BBC. And she was literally crying. And what she was saying is that the interviewer asked, where are your two parents? And she said that we are so poor that my two parents left a house to look for more food for us, for me, and for my grandmother. They left. And you are living in an orphanage? She said, yes. And what do you see of your future? Then she said that in future I will study so well, and then I will become so rich, and I will not let my two parents go to work. I will give house to my two parents. I will give everything good to my two parents. And this girl was literally crying, this young girl, just age 4 or 5, crying. So there, when you feel this love and affection, and you see that the person who you love is deprived of, is in pain, your love manifests in the form of compassion. May you be free from suffering. With the same love, when you see the person who you love is deprived of happiness, it manifests in the form of loving kindness. May you have happiness. You're getting it? So now that you reach that level where you love all the beings unconditionally, and you love so much, and then when you see their state, you see them that they're suffering terribly badly because sickness, aging, death, and so all these problems, like being in the hands of the terrorists, under the bomb blasts, and the hands of the KFCs and the slaughterhouse and so forth. You see all the acute pains, and also you see that they're deprived of happiness, of the infinite, total fearlessness, infinite happiness. So you wish them that the suffering be removed, and that they have the maximum happiness. So with this, with great compassion and loving kindness, the question, who will do it? Was answer, I will do it. That is altruism, step number 8. I will make sure that all beings are freed from suffering, that all beings have the maximum happiness. I will do it. This is altruism. So here, there's no specific step. The step, you only need to make the commitment that, who's going to do it? I will do it. Just make the commitment, I will do it. I will make sure that all the dear mother sentient beings, they're freed from suffering, and they have the maximum happiness. I will take the responsibility. And even though it may sound a little superficial, it doesn't matter. Initially, this is how we have to practice, and eventually it becomes more and more real, and more strong, and more with the feelings. Okay, the next question is? No, it's not a question, it's the next step. What's the next question? How are you going to do this? How are you going to do this? Okay. Oh, that's a very serious question. Yes, how are we going to do this? If you look at the history of humanity, you found that 2,500 years ago, there was somebody by the name Prince Siddhartha. And he followed this. You remember? Now comes this one. This verse which we read every morning. The one who has transformed into the reliable guide. Do you remember this? Where is it? Page 5. The one who is transformed into the reliable guide, motivated by altruism to benefit sentient beings, the teacher, Sugata, protector to your manifestations. Okay, in Tibetan it is Tsemar Gyurba Drola Penshaba Tumba Deshe Gyurba Chansero. This is Tibetan 2 lines. So with this, you see that this Prince Siddhartha, he was motivated by great compassion, wanting to help all the beings, motivated by altruism to benefit all sentient beings. You all have the altruism. Now what do? How to help? So he went in search of the solution. So the teacher, the path which he is to teach the beings, which will help all the beings to their ultimate happiness, the teacher. So for this, the path, the wisdom of emptiness, he experimented on himself. Experimented himself to see if it works. Yes, it works perfectly well. He became the Sugata, the one who has gone to the perfect bliss without any contamination, which is the infinite happiness. So with this confidence, then he go to protect the beings, protector, right? Okay, if there is somebody there who did it, then why not? I can also do that. I will follow his footsteps. Okay, for this, so what really marks you that you have the capacity to benefit all the beings is that you are endowed with 3 perfect qualities: perfect love, perfect knowledge, and perfect power. If you're endowed with these 3 perfect qualities, you are endowed with the capacity to benefit all the beings. Perfect love, perfect knowledge, and a perfect power. Okay, so why these 3 qualities? Why 3? Why these 3 qualities? Okay, I'll explain this. And again, we should gain conviction, confidence. Why? Okay, the first one, let's say that in school days, how many of you are not too keen on studies? Raise hands. Not so keen on studies. Okay, many of us, right? Okay, and one day your father tells you that, hey, my daughter, my son, study well. If you study well, from my side, I will be always there to help you. Then one day, your science exam is approaching. And you remember what your father said. You go to your father, Dad, say, in 1 week, there's my science exam. Please teach me science. Oh, the dad was so sad. What he said? He said, oh, I'm very sorry. In my school days, I always failed in science. He cannot help you because he always failed in science himself in school days, right? He cannot help you. Why he could not help you? Because he's lacking knowledge. So in order for you to help somebody well, you must have the perfect knowledge, number 1, right? And then your father said, okay, by the way, my daughter and the son, don't worry, our next door neighbor is a professor in a university, a science professor in university. He can help you. And you go there, knock on the door, and the professor comes out with a big pair of glasses, right? And said, hey, little girl, what do you want? Hey, boy, what do you want? So our exam is approaching. Please teach me science, right? $2,000 per hour. I'm a professor, you know. I'm a very senior professor. $2,000 per hour. No way. You go, oh, Dad, this is what he's asking, $2,000 per hour. Okay, even this professor cannot teach you, help you. So what is he lacking? Love. He doesn't have the love. You're getting it? Okay, so somebody to help you, the person must have the unconditional love. Number 2. Number 3. Then the father said, okay, don't worry, although your mother is not a professor, science professor at the university, but when she was in school, she always was the topper in science, right? Wait for her, she'll come in the evening after her work. And she comes, and you jump to the mother, and Mom, please teach me science. And Mother, please don't come close to me. You know, we had the colleague gathering, and I ate some stale food, and I have a stomach problem, right? Stomach pain. So please don't touch me, right? Even your mother could not help. What's the problem? She doesn't have the power to help you, right? Anybody who is perfected with perfect knowledge, perfect love, and perfect power has the capacity to perfectly guide you towards the ultimate happiness. So you should be inspired to become one like that. Anybody who has these three qualities is referred to as the fully awakened being. Fully awakened being, the Buddha. Buddha means the awakened one. It doesn't mean Buddhism. Don't forget, don't confuse between these two things. Buddhism is just a system, whereas the Buddha is the awakened one. Anybody can be awakened, but don't just say, oh, we read this story and this person enlightened, we read this story, that person. No, don't follow blindly. Just the books may say anything, it doesn't mean anything. You're getting it? You have to be convinced that somebody should be perfect knowledge, perfect love, and perfect power. And so then you make the commitment, may I become Buddha, endowed with these three perfect qualities for the benefit of all dear mother sentient beings. Then you make a very strong commitment that may I become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings, endowed with these three qualities. So that is the step number 9, Bodhicitta. Good? Okay, we stop here. Yata Om Gate Gate Aragate